Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today, we're diving into a topic that's wild, dangerous, and a little bit crazy. We're talking about exotic pets. You know, those creatures that make you question humanity's sanity. What if I told you people are snuggling up with animals that could end their lives in seconds? From venomous snakes to deadly big cats, some people are turning their homes into mini zoos, filled with animals you'd never want to meet in the wild. We're talking about creatures that could literally eat you for breakfast. And these folks are keeping them in their spare bedrooms. I'm not sure if it's bravery, stupidity, or a weird combination of both, but it makes for one hell of a show. Stay tuned as we dive into the top 10 dangerous animals kept as pets. But before we jump in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's quicker and safer than handling a venomous snake, and you'll stay updated on all our wild adventures. All right, let's jump into today's countdown of the top 10 dangerous animals kept as pets. Hold on tight, things are about to get intense. And finally, slithering into our number one spot are the terrifying Komodo dragons. These creatures are the stuff of legends, often depicted as mythical beasts in folklore and fantasy tales. But make no mistake, these dragons are very much real and alive today. These gigantic lizards look like they walked straight out of a monster movie. But nope, they're real. Found primarily in the Indonesian islands of Komodo, Rinca, Flores and Gili Motang, these dragons are the apex predators of their environment. Their rugged, scaly skin and powerful limbs make them look like something from a prehistoric era. Believe it or not, some adventurous souls keep them as pets. Yes, you heard that right. While most of us are content with a dog or a cat, there are those who prefer a pet that can grow to be as long as a car. These pet owners are not just thrill seekers, they are dedicated to understanding and caring for these magnificent creatures. These guys can grow up to 10 feet long and weigh over 300 pounds. That's a lot of lizard. Their sheer size and strength are enough to make anyone think twice about getting too close. But for those who do, it's a unique experience unlike any other. That's right. Owning a Komodo dragon is like having a dinosaur in your living room, minus the cool John Williams soundtrack. Imagine the awe and wonder of having such a creature in your home. But it's not all fun and games. These animals require a lot of care and attention. They're massive, powerful, and about as cuddly as a chainsaw. Their sharp teeth and strong jaws can easily tear through flesh, making them formidable hunters. They have a venomous bite that can cause severe infections, adding another layer of danger to their already intimidating presence. Now, you're probably wondering, what do you even feed a pet Komodo dragon? Well, it's not as simple as picking up a bag of kibble from the pet store. Well, get ready for this. They eat whole animals. That's right, these carnivorous giants need a diet that includes large prey to stay healthy and satisfied. Yeah, you heard me right. They don't just nibble on a piece of meat, they devour their prey whole. This includes everything from small mammals to larger animals. We're talking goats, pigs, deer, the whole 9 yards. Their powerful digestive systems can handle bones, fur and all, making them efficient eaters. Imagine tossing a dead goat into your living room and hoping your pet lizard doesn't mistake you for dessert. It's a surreal and somewhat terrifying thought, but for some it's just another day in the life of owning a Komodo dragon. I'm all for pushing boundaries, but this is next-level stuff. The commitment and bravery required to care for such a creature are immense. It's like these people are actively trying to win a Darwin Award. The risks involved are significant, and it's not something to be taken lightly. Look, I love a good adrenaline rush as much as the next guy, but there's a fine line between living on the edge and being downright reckless. Owning a Komodo dragon is not for the faint of heart. Section 2. Don't try this at home, kids. If you're considering getting a Komodo dragon as a pet, think long and hard about the responsibilities and dangers involved. It's a decision that should not be made lightly. Waddling into the number 2 spot are the deceptively dangerous hippopotamuses. These river horses may look like oversized pool floats, but don't be fooled. They're among the deadliest animals in Africa. They're big, they're strong, and they're notoriously bad-tempered. Imagine a tank with anger management issues. That's a hippopotamus. They're known to attack boats, cars, and even people. Basically anything that gets too close. And don't even get me started on those teeth. We're talking about tusks that can grow over a foot long and deliver a bite force of over 1,800 pounds per square inch. That's enough to crush a watermelon or a human skull with ease. These guys are like the bulldozers of the animal kingdom. They'll plough through anything in their path. And if you're unlucky enough to be standing in their way, well, let's just say it's not going to be pretty. All right, folks, we're moving on to number 3, and it's a big one. Literally, we're talking about elephants. I know what you're thinking, elephants as pets. You'd be surprised. It sounds like something out of a cartoon, but it's real life for some people. Some people, they just got more money than sense, you know? They see an elephant and think, hey, why not add that to my collection of exotic pets? And a hell of a lot of space in their backyard. We're talking acres of land, not your average suburban lawn. Elephants are incredible creatures, I'll give them that. They have a presence that commands respect and awe. They're smart, social, and they've got emotional intelligence that had put some humans to shame. They form deep bonds with their herd and can even show empathy. But let's be real, they're about as subtle as a goddamn meteor when it comes to, well, everything. Their sheer size makes them walking wrecking balls. Imagine trying to house train an animal that weighs as much as a school bus. It's not just impractical, it's nearly impossible, and drops 300 pounds of dung a day. That's a lot of cleanup, and it's not something you can just scoop up with a pooper scooper. Your septic system would tap out faster than a lightweight in a Conor McGregor fight. The infrastructure of a typical home just isn't built to handle that kind of load. And your neighbours? Forget about it. They'd be up in arms, and rightly so. An elephant isn't exactly a quiet, unobtrusive pet. They'd be calling animal control faster than you can say jumbo. The authorities would have a field day trying to figure out what to do with a rogue elephant in a residential area. But hey, some people thrive on chaos, right? They see the challenge and think, why not? Believe it or not, there are folks out there who see the chaos as part of the charm. They embrace the unpredictability and the sheer novelty of having such a massive animal in their lives. Particularly in the Middle East and Asia, where elephants have a long history and cultural significance. In these regions, owning an elephant can be seen as a sign of wealth and power. Who think having an elephant in their backyard is the ultimate status symbol? It's a way to show off their wealth and their ability to care for such a magnificent creature. It's like the billionaire's version of a swimming pool, a luxury that only a few can afford. But unlike a pool, an elephant requires constant care and attention. Except instead of chlorine, you've got to worry about accidentally stepping in something you definitely don't want to step in. It's a whole different level of maintenance and responsibility. Feeding an elephant is no small task either. They can eat up to 300 pounds of food a day, including fruits, vegetables and hay. It's like having a living, breathing garbage disposal. And let's not forget about bathing them. Elephants love water and need regular baths to keep their skin healthy. It's a full-time job just keeping them clean and happy. In the wild, elephants roam vast distances and live in complex social structures. Trying to replicate that in a backyard is not just challenging, it's nearly impossible. So while the idea of having an elephant as a pet might seem glamorous, the reality is far more complicated. It's a commitment that requires time, money, and a lot of patience. For most people, it's just not feasible. But for those who can manage it, having an elephant can be a unique and rewarding experience, albeit a chaotic one. Perhaps the best place for these gentle giants is in sanctuaries where they can live more naturally and freely. It's a win-win for both the elephants and the people who love them. So next time you think about getting an exotic pet, maybe consider visiting them in their natural habitat instead. It's a lot less messy and a lot more rewarding. All right, coming in at number 4, we've got chimpanzees. Now, I love a good nature documentary as much as the next guy, and chimps are fascinating creatures. They're like our closer, hairier cousins, you know? They use tools, they communicate, they even seem to have a sense of humour. But as pets, that's where things get a little dicey. You see, for all their intelligence and human-like qualities, chimps are still wild animals, and they're strong. We're talking 4 to 5 times stronger than the average human. That's like having Mike Tyson as a roommate, except instead of throwing punches, he's throwing furniture. And poop. Don't forget about the poop throwing. They're also incredibly unpredictable. One minute they're playing patty cake, the next minute they're ripping your arm off. Okay, maybe not literally, but you get the idea. Now, I know some people are thinking, but Joe, what about those cute chimp videos on the internet? They love to cuddle and play dress up. Yeah, well, those videos don't show you what happens when those chimps hit puberty, because that's when the real trouble starts. All right, folks, hold on to your hats, because at number 5 we got big cats. We're talking lions, tigers, leopards, the apex predators of the animal kingdom. These majestic creatures are the stuff of legends. the stars of countless documentaries and Hollywood blockbusters, and for some reason some people think they'd make great pets. Now I get it, big cats are beautiful, they're powerful, they're mesmerizing to watch. But they're also, wild animals, with teeth and claws that can tear through flesh like a hot knife through butter. Owning a big cat is like having a 400-pound house cat with a serious case of the zoomies and a taste for blood. Sure, they might purr and rub up against your leg like a regular kitty, but one wrong move and you're just a giant scratching post to them. And don't even get me started on the feeding. We're not talking about kibble and tuna here, folks. These guys eat meat. Lots and lots of meat. You think your grocery bill is bad now? Try feeding a lion. You'll be selling your car for steak money in no time. All right, folks, strap yourselves in because we're diving into some seriously prehistoric waters. Today, we're going to explore creatures that have been around since the time of the dinosaurs. These living relics have survived mass extinctions, climate changes, and the test of time itself. At number 6, we've got alligators and crocodiles. These incredible reptiles are like the dinosaurs of the modern world. They've been around for millions of years, evolving and adapting to their environments. These guys are like the dinosaurs of the modern world. They've been around for millions of years. Imagine they roamed the earth alongside the mighty T-Rex and the colossal Brachiosaurus. Their lineage dates back to the late Cretaceous period, making them true survivors. They've got those powerful jaws, those crazy teeth, and that look in their eyes that says, "I'm older than your ancestors." Their bite force is one of the strongest in the animal kingdom, capable of crushing bones with ease. Those eyes, peering just above the waterline, are a testament to their stealth and hunting prowess. It's wild, but some people actually keep these guys as pets. Can you believe that? It's like inviting a piece of the Jurassic era into your home. These reptiles, though fascinating, are not your typical pets. Can you imagine having an alligator chilling in your backyard? It's like having a little piece of Jurassic Park, except instead of Jeff Goldblum, you're the one who might get eaten. These creatures require specialized care, and their needs are far beyond what most pet owners can provide. Just picture it, you're trying to mow the lawn and your pet alligator is eyeing you up, wondering if you'd go better with a side of coleslaw. The risks are real, and the consequences can be dire. These things are apex predators. They're designed to hunt and kill. Their instincts are hardwired for survival, and they see everything as potential prey. They are masters of ambush, waiting patiently for the perfect moment to strike. Their hunting techniques are both fascinating and terrifying. They've got those death rolls? This is one of their most lethal moves. When they catch their prey, they grab onto it with their powerful jaws and spin them around with incredible force. They grab onto their prey and spin them around until they drown or break their necks. It's a brutal, yet highly effective method of subduing their victims. This technique ensures that their prey has little chance of escape. It's brutal, absolutely brutal. Watching them in action is like witnessing a scene from a prehistoric documentary. Their efficiency and power are awe-inspiring, yet chilling. And you're going to try to keep one of these things as a pet? It's a huge responsibility and not something to be taken lightly. These animals need large enclosures, proper diet, and constant care. Listen, I'm all for people having unique pets, but there's a line, Some animals are just too wild, too dangerous to be kept in captivity. The risks to both the owner and the animal are significant. Alligators and crocodiles, with their immense strength and predatory instincts, definitely fall into that category. They belong in their natural habitats, where they can thrive and play their crucial role in the ecosystem. And alligators and crocodiles, they're definitely on that list. These magnificent creatures are a living link to our planet's distant past, and they deserve our respect and admiration. Let's appreciate them from a safe distance and ensure their survival for future generations to marvel at. All right, folks, slithering into the number 7 spot, we've got venomous snakes. We're talking cobras, vipers, black mambas, the whole shebang. These aren't your grandma's garden snakes, my friends. These bad boys are packing enough venom to drop a rhino. Owning one of these is like playing a real-life game of the floor is lava. But instead of molten rock, it's a highly evolved predator with fangs full of neurotoxins. You trip, you stumble, you accidentally step on Mr. Cobra, boom. You're on the express train to the emergency room, praying they've got the right antivenom in stock. And let's be real, the people who own these things, they're a different breed. They're usually part of some underground hush-hush pet group swapping venom extraction tips and stories about near-death experiences. There was this one case in Texas, right? This guy had a pet cobra, a real beauty, but also a total wildcard. One day, boom, cobra bites him, and the guy's scrambling trying to find the antivenom didn't make it. Sad story, but it just goes to show you, these animals are not to be trifled with. All right, folks, moving on to number 8, we've got the big boys, the constrictors. We're talking pythons, anacondas, boas, the kind of snakes that would make Indiana Jones soil himself. These aren't your average garden variety garter snakes. These are apex predators, man, with muscles that could crush a watermelon and a feeding response that's hardwired into their DNA. They see something move, something that even remotely resembles food, and bam, it's game over. Now I know what you're thinking, Joe, these things are huge. How could anyone keep them as pets? Well, believe it or not, it's more common than you think. People see these magnificent creatures and think, I gotta have one. But here's the thing, owning a large constrictor is like having a living, breathing, muscle-bound slinky in your house. You turn your back for a second and it could be wrapped around your dog, your kid, even your grandma. So, there you have it, folks. The top 10 most dangerous animals kept as pets. From Komodo dragons to venomous snakes, we've covered it all. Look, I'm all for personal freedom, but when it comes to owning dangerous animals, you've got to draw the line somewhere. These creatures belong in the wild, not in someone's backyard, or God forbid, their living room. It's one thing to admire these animals from a distance, to respect their power and their place in the natural world. It's another thing entirely to try and domesticate them, to turn them into something they're not. So, next time you're thinking about getting a pet, maybe stick to a dog, a cat, or a goldfish. Trust me, your sanity, your insurance premiums, and maybe even your life will thank you for it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more amazing content. See you next time.